Chase the experience. This is something that you really talk about in your Try Life On program, where it's like you help people understand that you can seek freedom in your W-2. Is it the 5 freedoms that you talk about?
The goal of coaching that I do is to help people build lifestyle they don't need a vacation from. When you see me in Lebanon or wherever the heck I go nowadays, or doing business for Quattro, and okay, next week I'm going to be in Cyprus, I don't take vacations anymore. It's just how I live. I want people to build a framework by which they can live their life and they feel they don't need a vacation. But that's all focused around understanding what your perfect day is. I want to be in Barcelona. I want to feel the breeze off the Mediterranean, 7 a.m. Coffee's going. I have enough money to get a nanny. I have 3 calls with investors. I do my entrepreneurial stuff. Then I go hang out with Chris. We break wine. Like, whatever your perfect day is, you take the 5 freedoms: time freedom, financial freedom, geographic freedom, freedom to execute your purpose, freedom to build meaningful relationships. Only reason I'm a developer in Cyprus is because I built a relationship with a guy who's already doing it. If I just talk to Accenture people, I'm not a developer in Cyprus. You need to build relationships with people who are doing things you want to do. We build goals in those 5 buckets. Inevitably, those goals have blockers, things that are stopping you from making it happen. We co-create the actions to get over the blockers. At the end of the process, it's not that you're going to live your perfect day every day. That's impossible. But it's that you have the framework to live it whenever you want to, which is like, I'm in DC right now, brother, but on Tuesday, I'm back on a plane to the Mediterranean because I can.
And I think it's so important for people to have this mindset, because the reality is, in this program, you're not going through the 5 freedoms and saying, okay, now go put in your resignation papers. That's not it at all. People get this twisted real easy. They're like, oh, to get the freedoms, I got to go eject that. No, you do that in partnership with it.
I wanted geographic freedom. I wanted to be able to work from anywhere in the world with Accenture. I wanted to support clients internationally. So I created that role that I presented to my ex-boss, Gail. It's not that I quit Accenture to go do that. It's that I presented a solution. I found a way within the construct of the W-2 that I already had to get the outcome that I wanted. On my blueprint, if you will, it would have said, geographically, I want to support everything all over the world. I want to immerse in culture. I want to feel good. I want to learn new languages. I want to eat new food. And I want to be in a business context where people respect me in a foreign place. Everybody can make good money in their career, but you want to buy assets along the way, because at some point in the future, you want to be able to continue your lifestyle. The W-2, that stream of income is going to stop. You either don't want to do that job, physically can't do that job, or your company is going to tell you, man, you've been here too long.
If you have a vision for your life and you go into a job, you can make this work. When I started with Accenture, I wanted geographic freedom. Like, I came out of school and I wanted to travel. I wanted to see the world. In 2001, there wasn't a lot of travel. You know, they had operations centers. So I was in one in San Ramon in Northern California. But I kept looking for different opportunities. There came this opportunity. We have this new SMB technology that we want to take to the enterprise. It's called Salesforce.com. And so I started taking the Salesforce.com training. The next thing you know, they're flying me all over the place because nobody had this training. I looked for that scarcity and I looked for this growing opportunity. Not only am I being flown all over the United States, the projects are very short. They're maybe 4 or 5 months. In between, I'm taking breaks. I'm going down to Argentina and I'm learning Spanish. I actually get to the point where I would travel to on site for a week on, a week off. The week off, I would actually be in Argentina. The thing is sometimes when you are trying to do something that is not the norm, you have to be respectful of the fact that people aren't going to understand that.
First, you got to have a why. My why was very clear in the beginning. I wanted some level of freedom. I started traveling when I was 15. I traveled in France. It really hit me as an inner city kid that life could be different. And then when I was 21, I found personal finance for dummies. Then I realized if I could generate passive income, then I would have the space and time to go have those feelings that I had when I was 15. That was my why the whole time, was I just want to do what I want, when I want, how I want. Then you got to have paychecks. You take those amazing 2 paychecks and you pay yourself first. You are your number 1 bill. You store money away, not save money. You store money. You're putting it somewhere systematically. And once you have enough in that storage to buy an asset, you go buy the asset. Now, here's the key. Once you buy that asset, and if and when that asset creates some kind of cash flow or equity or whatever, you take that equity and cash, you don't spend that. You couple that with your paycheck, and then you do it again, and you store again until you get to the point where you have enough to buy an asset. Again, now you're buying asset number 2, number 3. And what happens is over time, the time compresses to get the asset.